Welcome to Kat Sarah Yoga. I'm Kat and this is day 19 of 30 days of yoga. Balance. Enjoy the class. Starting in a comfortable seated position. And it might be nice to sit up on a block because it helps to keep your hips a bit more level with your knees. You can improvise with a cushion or a book. And then we're just closing the eyes and allowing your awareness to come to your breath. Observe your breath and allow it to follow its easiest path. Take some lovely, deep, relaxing breaths in. Feel grounded through the points of contact between your body and the earth, or the block, or the cushion, the support underneath you. Feel that connection with the earth. Today we're going to be doing a few balances. So allow that connection to really be there for you. The earth will be supporting you and you will be supporting your own body and lengthening and growing up out of the earth. So as well as grounding down, feel tall, feel long, feel lifted from the base of your skull and the crown of your head. On your next inhalation, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and exhale, sink them down your back. And again, inhaling, shrugging your shoulders up. And exhale down. One more time, observing all the sensations in your body that you feel as you lift the shoulders and then slide them down your back. Keep thinking of your postural muscles in your back, lengthening you up, lifting each vertebra of the spine away from its neighbour underneath it. And just taking a couple more breaths as you feel energized in this posture. Good, connecting with that circle of breath. Inhalation followed by exhalation, repeating over and over again. On your next inhalation, raise your arms up to shoulder height and exhale as you give yourself a big hug. And just breathe naturally here for a moment. Lovely. And then inhaling, reaching your arms out, we're going to give ourselves another hug, but this time with the other arm on top. And observe how this feels. We're preparing our shoulders for a wonderful balance called Eagle Pose, which we're going to do today. And you'll see what that's all about. Inhaling, reaching your arms out again. And then exhaling, bringing your palms to touch in front of your heart. Inhale, squeeze the palms together. Exhale, open your hands up like a book. Bring the backs of your hands together, fingers down and stretch away. Push your fingers forward as you inhale into the back of your body. And exhale down, around and up, creating this beautiful lotus flower shape gesture with your hands. And bringing palms to touch in front of your heart. Inhale, squeeze your palms together. Turn your fingertips away from you. Feel that stretch in your wrists there. Exhale, reach your hands forward. Inhale, arms out wide, set your shoulder blades on your back so they're down away from your ears and not squeezing together. Exhale, palms to touch. Let's do that one again. Inhale, squeeze palms together, turn fingertips away. Exhale, extend your arms out. Inhale wide, so broad across the front of your body and the back of your body. Exhale, palms to touch. And then inhaling into cactus arms. So the elbows are level with the shoulders if you can, and shoulders are away from the ears. Just breathe naturally here for a moment. Palms facing forward. Take another inhale and exhale as you turn your fingers down, keeping your elbows up. Inhale, up, and exhale down. So the elbows are staying high, as level with the shoulders as you can, but make sure you keep your shoulders away from your ears. And again, this is a lovely preparation exercise for Eagle Pose. So bringing the arms up and then releasing them down. Have a few wonderful big shoulder shrugs and circles here. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And the other way. Shoulders away from the ears, spine lovely and long. Inhale, reach your arms around and up. Exhale, circle your wrists in towards the midline of the body, all the way down. Bring palms to touch. Inhale, reach and lengthen up. And exhale, circle your wrists away from the midline of the body, all the way out. bring palms to touch. Inhale, reach and lengthen up. And exhale, gently twist from the base of your spine, looking out over your back shoulder. Inhale, reach and lengthen up. And exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, lengthen up, palms to touch. And exhale, hands down in front of your heart. Have a few more shoulder shrugs and circles. So then let's come forward onto hands and knees, with hands under shoulders and knees under hips, into our flat cat position. Nice spread out fingers. Creases between your wrists and hands are parallel with the front of the mat, lengthening from the crown of your head to the tailbone. And feeling your tummy just snuggling in towards your spine so that you're not sagging through your lower back. Back of the neck parallel to the floor. Imagine you have a light on your chest and you're beaming it straight down to the earth. Inhale as you shine your light forward in front of you, curl your toes under, ground your toes into the mat. Bring the tops of your feet to the mat and exhale round into your down cat, or round cat as it's also called. Relax the neck, let your head hang down. Inhale, shine through to up cat, ground your toes into the mat. And exhale, tops of the feet to the mat, round into down cat. And again. You might be detecting those pauses in between the movements of the breath. So at the end of the exhalation, there's that momentary pause before the inhalation occurs. And you just feel that delicious stretch in between your shoulder blades. Flow through to up cat. This time, keep the tops of your feet flat on the mat. Keep talking to your spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, shine that top of the inhalation before the exhalation occurs. You feel your shoulder blades sliding down your back, your collarbone extending forward. Lovely. And then let's add in a little neck stretch. So we're inhaling, shining through to up cat. Turn to look over one shoulder. The tops of the feet are remaining flat on the mat. Tuck your tailbone under, feel the forward bend flowing up the spine as you come to your round cat. Inhale, shine through the center, turn to look over your other shoulder. Tuck your tailbone under, feel that forward bend flowing up the spine as you come to center, head hangs in the center, a little wobble for your neck. Inhale, flat cat again. Exhale as you walk your hands over to one side, just as far as they'll comfortably go. Inhale here, and exhale, walk back to the center. Inhale as you clarify your flat cat, lovely long spine, and exhale, walk your hands over to the other side, side stretch. Inhale there, exhale, back to the center, clarify your lovely long spine in your flat cat position. And then we're rounding and sinking down into child pose. Relax. Breathe deep into the back of your body. Reach your hands out in front of you, spread out your fingers. Turn your palms to face up, the hands are shoulder width apart. Feel that broadness between the shoulder blades, and the outside edges of the shoulders are rolling away from the ears. Breathe in between the shoulder blades, delicious stretch there. See if you can keep that sensation of the outside edges of the shoulders rolling away from the ears as you ground your hands down. Really grounding down through the balls of the fingers, or the first knuckles, so that's the parts that are part of the palm of the hand. Inhaling up onto hands and knees into your flat cat position. We're coming into a strength building balance called floating cat. So our floating cat pose is strong on the wrists, and I would recommend you leave this out if you have carpal tunnel syndrome or if you are experiencing any problems with your wrists. An alternative will be a plank pose on your elbows, so you can continue to build up that core strength and that shoulder strength and that back strength. For an alternative that's gentler on the wrists, then come forward onto elbows and knees and slide yourself forward so that your shoulders remain over your elbows, but your hips are forward of the knees, and you can curl your toes under. You might like to clasp your hands just in front of you. Draw your tummy in towards the spine. You can also do this with the tops of the feet flat, that's okay. But the important thing is that you're not sagging through the lower back. So draw the tummy in towards the spine. Think of that very, very slight tuck of the pelvis, so that you feel that engagement across the lower abdominal muscles, as if you're hugging the lower abdominals towards the back of the pelvis, towards the lower spine. And make sure that the back of the neck isn't craning or dropping. So back of the neck, think of that as being parallel to the floor. Shoulders over the elbows directly. And breathing here, use your Ujjayi breath. We covered that day 12. Feel like you're breathing wide and full into the chest. And if you would like to join me in a floating cat, then come forward onto hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes curled under. Just taking a moment to clarify this flat cat position with toes curled into the mat. And just an extra point to make, for the floating cat, the hips are directly above the knees, not forward of the knees. So hips directly over knees, hands directly under shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears as if you could put them into your back pockets and keep them there. This is fantastic preparation for our upward facing dog pose and for chaturanga, for building strength. Those are parts of the sun salutation sequence which we are working towards. Push the floor away from you, and as you do that you'll feel your chest muscles engaging more and you'll feel a broadness across the back of your body. And we want to keep that integrity there. Make sure that you're not sinking through your shoulders or sinking through your lower back. So you're pushing the floor away from you. Imagine that the palms of your hands were like suction cups. You're grounding down around the outer edge of the palm and you're feeling lifted from the center of the palm as you push your hands into the floor, pushing the floor away. Elbows are not locking straight like that. A little tiny, tiny elbow bend. Your tummy is drawing firmly in towards your spine so you're not sagging through your lower back, but just that sense of strength and integrity across the lower abdomen. Back of the neck is parallel to the floor, not craning the head up or dropping the head down. Let's get ready to float. So we're lifting the knees just a tiny bit, about 1 centimetre, maybe 2 off the mat. Keep breathing. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Lots of space between your ears and shoulders. Feel that broadness across the back of your body as you push the floor away. Tummy drawing in towards the spine. Maybe find your Ujjayi breath that we learnt in day 12. That gives you inner strength. Doing so well. Lower your knees down, keep your toes curled under as you sink your bottom down towards your heels. An extra deep stretch for the feet into child pose. Breathe. Well done. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Sink your bottom down to your heels. Circle out through the wrists. That's such a strength building pose. So let's come into doing our dynamic dog vinyasa. So starting your child pose, just for a moment, turn your palms to face up. Breathe in between your shoulder blades. And then ground the hands down. Inhaling, coming up to hands and knees. Curl your toes under and exhale your bottom up into the air, into downward facing dog, stretching your tailbone up and back towards the line between the ceiling and the wall. Continue with your breath. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, child pose. Inhale, hands and knees, curl toes under. Exhale, bottom in the air into downward facing dog. Let's hang out in stillness in down dog. Paddle out the feet, dropping alternate heels down. Maybe just challenging yourself as you go over the alignment points in your mind. Neck relaxed, head hanging down like a piece of fruit ripe on a tree. You can even look underneath yourself, looking up towards your belly. So the back of the neck really lengthens when you do that. And then from here, walking your feet behind your hands, keeping the knees bent, belly rest on the thighs into forward fold. Make sure you have parallel feet. We're going to mix it up a little bit here from what we've done in previous classes. Bring your hands onto your shins. Inhale, lift your collarbone up and forward, flat back position. Exhale, release back down, belly on the thighs, upper body rounding, neck relaxed. Bring your hands onto your hips. Snuggle your tummy in towards your spine. And inhale, as you sit your bottom down low, lifting your heart, lifting your chest into chair pose. Knees don't overshoot the toes. If you want more challenge, sweep your arms out in front. Palms facing towards each other. shoulders away from the ears. Oh, feel the burn on the thighs. And exhale, pushing into your feet, raising up through your legs, soft knees as you come to stand. Wonderful. Palms to touch. Inhale, arms sweep around and up, gentle back bend. Exhale, diving forward, hinging at your hips, keeping your back flat. Knees bend, belly rest on the thighs, rounding over. Bring your hands onto your shins and inhale, lift your collarbone up and forward, flat back. Exhale, release back down. Stepping your left foot back, lower your left knee and scoot your right foot forward as much as you need to so that right knee is directly over the ankle. So we're coming into our lunge. Inhaling, reaching your arms up. If you want more challenge, by the way, you can lift that back knee into a high lunge. Drop the back knee, ground your hands down, step back into your half plank position. Hands are under the shoulders, hips are forward of the knees, pushing the floor away so you're not sinking in between your shoulder blades, tummy drawn in towards your spine. Inhale here, exhale, gentler alternative, push back into downward dog or chaturanga. So you're lowering yourself down to the floor in one long piece, elbows hugged into your sides, relax down onto the mat, bring the tops of your feet to the mat, ground down through the baby toe sides of your feet. As you inhale, lift your collarbone up and forward, baby cobra, feel your tummy drawing still in towards the spine. And exhale, release back down. Tummy draws in towards the spine, curl your toes under, push into the floor, shoulders away from the ears as you come back to hands and knees. And then toes are curled under, exhale into downward dog. Inhale here, tailbone stretches up and back. Exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands, lower your back knee or keep it lifted. And your left ankle is underneath the knee directly. Inhale, reaching up into your lunge, back knee can be down. If your back knee is up, really push out through that back heel. Exhale, ground your hands down. I find it easier to slide my front foot back a bit as I step forward with the back foot, knees bent, belly rest on the thighs, rounding over the knees. Parallel feet, hands to the shins, inhale, flat back. Exhale, relaxing back down. We'll hinge at the hips like we have done in previous classes now. So hinging at the hips, coming all up with a flat back. Inhale as you get to the top, gentle back bend. And exhale in front of your heart. Wonderful. One more sun salutation. This time with a little variation. Inhale, arms around and up, gentle back bend. Exhale, diving forward, hinging at the hips, belly to the thighs, knees bend. Hands to your shins or up onto fingertips. Inhale, collarbone up and forward, flat back. Exhale, release back down. Let's lead with the right leg this time. Stepping the right foot back, lower the back knee or keep it lifted. Inhaling up into your lunge. Make sure that left ankle is underneath the knee directly. Exhale, ground the hands. Stepping back into half plank. Pushing the floor away. Creases between the wrists and hands parallel with the front of the mat. Drawing your tummy in towards the spine. Exhale, lower down in one long piece. So this time, our up dog preparation pose. We're inhaling, pushing the heels away. Engage the fronts of the thighs. Good. Your collarbone will naturally lift. And exhale, release back down. Draw your tummy in, lift your pelvic floor. Push up in one long piece. Push the floor away from you. And exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between the hands. Maybe lower your back knee, maybe keep it lifted. Shuffle that front foot forward. Inhale, reach and lengthen up. Grow out of the floor. Push the floor away with your feet. Exhale, release the hands back down. Ground them down either side of your front foot. Slide your front foot back a little. It's okay to shuffle this back foot forward. That's okay. Listen to your body. Take it easy if you need to. Back foot comes forward. Feet are parallel here. Let's do our chair pose variation. So we do our flat back to begin with. So hands to the shins. Inhale, collarbone lifts up and forward. Exhale, release back down. If you can, sweep your arms out in front of you as you come up now. So tummy draws in, sink your bottom low, reach your arms out in front of you into your chair pose. Strong legs, strong thighs, parallel feet. Knees aligned over the second and third toes of each foot. And exhale to stand. Wonderful. Feeling strong and energized, I hope. So we're going to come into our eagle pose. Let's find our Tadasana, perfect standing posture. Thumbs to the back of the pelvis, fingertips to the inner hip bones. Lifting and spreading out your toes. Rock your weight forwards and backwards on your feet. Making each little tilt smaller and smaller each time. Until you feel that your feet are perfectly grounded. Ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, left and right sides of the heel. Little soft knee bend. Tipping your pelvis forwards and backwards. Forwards like a bowl of water spilling out the front. Backwards like a bowl of water spilling out the back. And making each tilt smaller each time until you feel that the pelvis is perfectly level. Inner hip bones level with the back rim of bone and shoulders stack over the hips directly. Release your arms down by your sides. Have a few shoulder shrugs and circles. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Feeling all those movements that the shoulder blades can make on the back. Circling the other way. And then dropping the shoulders away from the ears, palms come to face forward. Broad across the front of the body and the back of the body evenly, lifted from the base of your skull and the crown of your head. Breathe in. Bring thumbs to the back of the pelvis, fingertips to the inner hip bones. Find your nice neutral pelvis, like a bowl of water that's not spilling, soft knees. Bring your weight over into your left foot and take your right toes out to the side. Draw a semicircle around the front of your body, crossing your legs, and then sink your hips down low as if you were sitting on a high stool. So the knees are just about stacked and you can feel like your thighs are squeezing together. Keep the pelvis nice and level as if there were a spirit level in between the inner hip bones, and that would be level. So it's like a tall chair pose, really. And then from here, we're going to bring the arms out wide. And as you exhale, with right arm under left, give yourself a hug. And so this is a variation that you can use if you find the eagle pose arms a little bit too challenging. You can just stay here. This is so nice. This is really centering. So then if you want a bit more challenge for your arms, bring your arms out to cactus arms, shoulders away from the ears, elbows level with the shoulders. Inhale here, widen full into the chest. And exhale as you bring your left arm across in front of your body and the right arm underneath it, stacking the elbows, working the back of the hand against the back of the wrist. Try to keep your elbows up, level with the shoulders, but keeping the shoulders away from the ears. You might be able to interlock your fingers. Breathe into the back of your body. You are in your eagle pose. You're an eagle poised, ready to strike. You may be able to go a little bit further into the balance. By sinking your hips a little bit lower, be aware that you're not overshooting that bottom knee over the toe. And so you're then lifting the right foot off the floor. Maybe even tucking your right foot behind the left calf. So top foot behind, supporting calf, and breathe. Beautiful. Grow up tall. Release everything. Have a paddle out for your feet. Whew. Good. So let's do the other side. So we're taking the left foot out and drawing a semicircle around the front of the body, sinking the hips down low as if you're sitting up on a high chair. You can keep the top foot on the mat to begin with. And let's do the gentle version first. So reaching your arms out, and then with left arm under right, you're giving yourself a big hug. Shoulders away from the ears, maybe stay here. So if you want to go a bit further, then we're going to come back to cactus arms. Really drop those shoulders down the back and away from the ears. Take a nice in breath. And you're bringing your right arm across to the front of the body as you exhale. Left arm underneath it, working the back of the hand against the back of the wrist, stacking the elbows. Working the elbows up to be about level with the shoulders, but working the shoulders down, away from the ears. Maybe sink a little bit lower so your top toes will come off the mat, and maybe tucking them behind the supporting leg. Make sure you're not gripping with your toes in your standing foot. Keep the toes relaxed if you can. Grounding through the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, left and right sides of the heel, and the arch of the foot feels lifted. Okay, so ground down through that foot as you grow up tall through your leg and release everything. Have a lovely big shoulder shrug and circle. Have a nice paddle out for your feet. Having your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, parallel feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen up out of your spine. And exhale as you hinge forward at your hips. Letting your knees bend, belly rest on the thighs. Really important as you let your upper body round. And sink your bottom down. Coming into squat pose, heels can lift. If the heels are lifted, squat pose is more of a balance. And the elbows just nudge the knees apart, bringing your bottom down to the floor and hug your knees in. Another balance, cosmic egg. Let your toes lift and breathe, observing how you feel. Just noticing any muscles that are working. Think about relaxing your pelvic floor. You will find your pelvic floor working because it will need to balance you. Just notice how your pelvic floor just works the exact amount it needs to and no more. Eyes are closed. So one more lovely breath here. And release your feet down to the floor. Come into a comfortable seated position and have a few shoulder shrugs and circles. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall, move the flesh of your buttocks out the way, sit on a block or a support if you need to feel really lengthened and comfortable. And then clasp your hands behind you, palms facing in towards each other. Drop your shoulders down your back and away from your ears. Breathe wide and full into your chest. And then inquire into lifting your hands up behind you. Feel how that changes the stretch across the front of your body, pectoral muscles stretch. Breathe wide and full into your chest. Crown of the head is lifted, not letting your head tip forward or back. Lifted from the base of your skull. And one more delightful breath here. And release. And again. Lovely shoulder shrugs and circles. Hands are in a comfy position. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over one shoulder. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over the other shoulder. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, head to center, bring palms to touch in front of your heart. So feel that circle of energy that you've created with the palms gently squeezing together. Feeling grateful to yourself for your yoga practice today. Take a moment to place your thumbs against your third eye point in the middle of your forehead and drop your chin. Bow your head. Enjoy the back of the neck stretch. And then bring your palms in front of your heart again. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here again, and I will see you tomorrow.